Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside historic Keyword Stadium, where play in the USL Championship rolls on as Detroit City FC squares up with Monterey Bay FC. Alongside John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule. Happy to have you with us here today. And John, Detroit City FC, Monterey Bay FC came into USL Championship in the same season, but since that time, DCFC's gotten the better.
By 30 points, if you take a look at the total points earned between the two clubs. And what's more, in the three meetings between Monterey Bay and DCFC, Monterey Bay has yet to score a goal. That's a good stat to have in your back pocket. DCFC will hope that continues this afternoon.
The last time these two teams linked up last September, it was a 2-0 DCFC win. Morrison Rutz getting the goals. Now, Detroit City FC looking to cleanse the palate, I guess you could say. More on that later, but a 2-0 loss at Lou City, always a tough assignment, and that snapped a long regular season unbeaten winning streak.
12 matches going back to last regular season, and that shows you how good DCFC was at the end of the 2024 campaign. Danny Dicchio, though, wants a response this week. He wasn't happy, and training's been tough. He needs to see better this afternoon at Keyword.
Let's take a look at our player to watch, brought to you by the Finnish Long Drink. Darren Smith is his name. He's got a couple of goals on the season as well. He's made an impact.
This guy's scored everywhere he's been, all over the world, and he's doing that again in Detroit. He's bought into what Danny Dicchio wants him to do. He's good on the ball, but better off the ball, getting in position for service.
Monterey Bay on the other side of things, a tremendous run of form coming in. They are 3-1. They've given up just 4 goals all season long, and they've been getting the job done.
You know what? They were at a crossroads as a club in this offseason. They wanted to be better. They went in, made personnel changes. It's paying off early in this season. Their best start in club history.
The player to watch on the other side for Monterey Bay, and really the biggest reason for their tremendous success, Elijah Paul. He's got 3 goals. He's got 2 assists. When the ball's at his foot, it usually ends up in the back of the net.
Both a scorer and a creator, and that's because he moves well, has great vision, and a quick first touch that beats defenders.
So we will get you the starting 11s when we come back, and of course, we will kick it. Detroit City FC, Monterey Bay FC, we have it for you. Coming up next.
Adulting? Overrated. Financial freedom? Now that's the move. Meet Alumnify, banking built for real life. No jargon, no hassle, just smart money moves made simple. Want to save more, spend smarter, build wealth? We've got your back. With 0 hidden fees and game-changing savings rates, this is banking that fits your life. Alumnify. Let's go.
Some people are born warriors. Something drives them forward, past any obstacle, towards something bigger. Maybe they weren't born with a silver spoon, but they were born with a purpose. At Wayne State University, we take this drive and turn it into so much more, so they can become warrior strong.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Hi, Dave from DTE here. Ooh, this dirty HVAC filter makes your system work a lot harder, and that costs money. But they're really easy to change. First, just check the edge of your current filter to see what size to buy. Then, just insert the new filter with the arrow facing toward the furnace. It's that easy. Energy bill savings. Get more tips on our website.
Detroit City FC is brought to you by Fago, proud to be the official pop of DCFC. Fort Pontchartrain, the official hotel partner of Detroit City FC. And Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for DCFC, brought to you by Detroit Medical Center, the official healthcare provider of DCFC.
Pretty consistent lineup for Danny Dicchio. Smith up top, going to be the straw that stirs the drink. Very interesting to see how the midfield will react today.
On the other side for the Crisp and Kelp, it's brought to you by Fort Pontchartrain, the official hotel partner of DCFC. They're on a run right now.
They are, and that top two of Paul and Subbard really work well with each other. They're going to be trouble for the City back line.
So we are ready to roll. Jared Flores is the head referee. The wind blowing out of the west-northwest at about 7 miles per hour, gusting a little bit up to 12 to 15-ish at times. And we are underway here in historic Keyworth Stadium. Neil Rule, John Krieger, happy to have you with us. Michael Bryan under a bit of pressure, plays it into the 18, ball pinged out. Then Morris was the target. Maury Donor to Ryan Williams, who goes down. The quick whistle and a quick restart. Nearly too quick. The Rouge gets it under control. Detroit City FC 7 points, tied for third in the Eastern Conference standings, coming off that 2-0 loss at Lou City. No shame in that. There will not be a ton of points picked up at Lynn Family Stadium. I think that's not a bold prediction on my part.
No, that's they're short odds.
Yes.
On that coming to fruition.
Monterey Bay on the other side, 9 points. They're tied for second in the Western Conference. Last time out, a 3-1 win over Phoenix. Detroit City FC next USL Championship action will actually be at Phoenix Rising. Be next Saturday.
Interesting couple of weeks coming up for City. You got the U.S. Open Cup match for Detroit City FC. You also have at Phoenix and then home against Rhode Island. Gonna need to pick up some points there, keep the start going, but with travel and the cup match in between, interesting early season test.
Nico Campuzano, the keeper for Monterey Bay. That ball rolls across the line. So a goal kick coming up. Let's check out our keys to today's match. And first off, John, for Detroit City FC, you want to cleanse the palate what happened last week at Lou City.
Yeah, that's all about Danny Dicchio wanting to see his players respond. We got on the broadcast call with him, and he said, you know what, it was just not a good performance. We gave up too much. And he wants to see better than that today, especially from the back line.
On the other side for Monterey Bay FC, you just want to keep it pushing. You're riding the wave right now. No need to stop it here today.
You pick up some early season points, you get some good rhythm going, but you got to go across the country to a tough place to play like Keyworth. If you come out of this with points, it's a nice springboard to your next couple of matches. You're just hoping that you don't stall out in an environment like this.
As always, the keys to the match brought to you by Suburban Hyundai of Troy. As we cross into the fourth minute, just underway. Wind chill 46 degrees, actual temperature 49. But we're at that part of spring where you literally never know it could be 73, it could be 43, and anything in between. That's the nature of the beast here. Monterey Bay, John, I know a lot of people will talk about when you get the team from California coming here in the cold. It's not exactly Palm Springs in Monterey Bay all the time.
No, up there in wine country, they can get some brisk days as well.
Absolutely. So here comes the first dangerous setup of the match. Now Lawty will line things up. Instead, it's taken from the other side, cut out by Detroit City. No real danger. Carlos Herrera getting the start at the keeper spot, John.
Second match of the season for him.
Carlos Saldana with a bit of a knock, not available here today, but no cause for great concern. Herrera this season, 2.0 goals against average, 60% save percentage. Actually played 34 matches for Monterey Bay over the course of the last 3 seasons previous. Was signed as a trialist. So he's worked his way up the ranks, and here he is at Keyworth. Henry Donor directing the traffic. Amumensa rolls to the left side. The Rouge looking for their first meaningful possession in the final third. That ball cut out by Nico Gordon.
First 5 minutes here, Neil, DCFC's touch is a little bit heavy. I go back to that restart where they played the switch across the field and almost went out of play. A couple of times they've gotten the ball at the back and they've given it away with a heavy touch. Got to keep better early control here. Tough to do sometimes on a cold day. Got to make sure you're measuring those passes well.
Just El Cedeno in the mix. City thought they earned a throw, but Herrera
look at the early work by Paul, just being bothersome there, forcing City's back line to move the ball quickly. Physical play. They go, oh, that's an early foul. All right, so if that's the standard, that's a light foul.
direct ball pinged up top. Donor with it. Sends the crossover flicked away, but this will be a throw for City. And a quick toss by Villanueva. This is usually about the time of the match, John. You'll see DCFC start to settle in here. Here's Connor Rutz through the middle. Ball touched up.
It's interesting, City, for the season as I've watched them on the road, they kind of remind me of a diesel truck on a cool day. You know, you just gotta warm up the engine a few minutes, make sure the heater's working.
Turn the defrosters on.
Yeah, just kind
of go back in the house for a second.
You know, just kind of let the engine warm up.
That cross is cut out. Very good play there. Wesley Fonguk did the job.
The problem is when you are a team like that, you've got to make sure you don't concede early. So it's all about holding the line until you can warm into the game. And we've already seen Monterey Bay today. They're going to come at City. They're up and aggressive on the ball. That's going to leave gaps open to pass the ball over the top or on the backside through midfield. City's got to be ready to take those opportunities when Monterey Bay's pursuit of the ball gives them to them.
Well, Garcia gives chase. Amumensa plays it back to the captain. Stephen Carroll in his 7th season as captain here of Detroit City FC. Sent out into space. Malongo was unable to get on the end of it, but is appreciative of the effort. And folks, the USL on CBS kicks off tomorrow. 2 former USL Championship title winners will battle it out. Join us at 4 p.m. Eastern. Undefeated San Antonio FC will square up with Western Conference rival Phoenix Rising FC tomorrow on CBS. Ratings have been spectacular for USL on CBS.
Ratings for the USL Championship game last year were outstanding.
Yes, they were. The league's a force on television. That's what the resume says. It's what the numbers say.
The league continues to innovate as well. Future plans for a number of different things to change the way the game is played in this country.
Cedeno makes a turn, feathers it up ahead. The race for it, and a dive by Campuzano will collect it. First real dangerous opportunity. Darren Smith was lurking.
So good from City. Finally gets some control in midfield, and that ball is almost perfect, and Smith had gone out wide. If he can, he's a half a yard away from making that 1-0. And beautiful touch on the ball through.
Donor locked up with Elijah Paul.
And our referee today stopping things up, Gerald Flores, making Monterey Bay give City the distance to take the free kick.
The rest of the officiating crew, Nicholas Seymour, Race Williams, Salvador Flores is the fourth official. Direct ball driven up just over the head. Alex Villanueva turning on the Jets on that left wing.
Neil, if City can get control of the ball in midfield, I love the way their forward line is shaping up. You've got on the near side touchline, you've got Donor. On the far side touchline, you've got Ben Morris. And Ben Morris is flip-flopping with Smith back and forth down that far touchline. It really is stretching that back three from Monterey Bay. They're forced to respect 1v1. All you need to do is get some good possession in midfield. Plenty of options to go in either direction to test that back line and the keeper.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Alumnify, smart banking, fearless football, one winning team. Alumnify, proud partner of DCFC. Michael Bryant wins that battle, wins the possession. And there's a stoppage. Shavi Nailati having a word with the official as we check out the Fago replay.
I don't see a whole lot in that, but the referee certainly will have wanted to make sure that there was no contact to the head.
And there will be a whistle, I believe, against Detroit City FC. Is that Cedeno? I think it is. He's very animated about it.
And that was a foul off the ball, Neil. Well off the ball.
Carlos Guzman will touch it up to the left side. Great flick ahead by Malongo. And now he's making a run up the left side. His cross deflected away, and a corner coming up for Monterey Bay FC.
So the first real threat for Monterey Bay here. Let's see how City's set up for the corner. Marker on the near post. Man on the near post. So Monterey Bay will be able to make things congested.
Mael Malongo, a target right smack in the middle of the goal area, 6'1".
Herrera against his old club. It's a crowded 6-yard box.
Yes, it is.
And the referee's going to have to go in and sort some of that out. Pushing and pulling.
Whistle sounds. Here we go. Ball sent in. Captain Stephen Carroll flicks that one away, but the whistle went against Monterey Bay FC anyway.
Well, he'd gone in and had a talking to a couple of Monterey Bay players. And so immediately the ball in the air, the foul called, set piece ended. Oh, nice trap on the far touchline there by Monterey Bay. On the counter if they go. And a decent job by City to force the ball to stay in midfield.
Grant Robinson will turn back with it. Robinson spent some time with the Las Vegas Lights. Signed with Monterey Bay in advance of their first season. Connor Rutz will touch that one down. Great track back by Rebelar. Wanted the whistle, didn't get it. Mensa, Michael Bryant, Stephen Carroll, the way it's been for a long time with results. Rory Donor crosses over, slings it back out. Here's Amu Mensah. Feathered through, Cedeno's cross blocked. There'll be a throw for City.
On that ball out wide, Neil, the second touch was what allowed Monterey Bay to catch up to that. City with a lot of second touches to control the ball early. So much of Danny Dichio's offense requires one-touch movement in situations like that.
Donor let it through. Here's Michael Bryant. Pops it up into space, overcooked it just a little bit. Now, John, you're starting to see, I think, Detroit City FC settling in, taking the possession.
Passes getting better, finding their shape.
Longo takes down Donor. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by SeatGeek. They're your ticket to great Detroit City FC seats. Download the SeatGeek app on your phone. Get your great tickets. Just about 16 minutes in the books here. Neil Rule, John Krieger, happy to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon. Donor steps up to take it away, now gets it back. Donor on the move, his cross blocked. And a corner will be awarded.
Monterey Bay was screaming they thought it should have been a goal kick, but that's a good decision by the referees.
They may have had a point. Let's see.
Let's take a look.
They go replay.
That's close.
Yes, it is. So City will take the corner, no doubt. Ciel Cedeno will line things up. Cedeno wants more space. Cedeno drives it in short. Carroll couldn't do what he wanted to with it.
If Carroll was able to flick that back, good things would have happened.
Michael Bryant will toss it in. And as we said, folks, soccer season's here. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all of your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Cedeno took the corner, came all the way back, track back to play it to the keeper Herrera, and now goes out to the left wing. He got the tour at Keyworth. Now moving towards the middle up front.
He's got good work rate early.
Ball sent to Garcia. And it will go out for the goal kick. I would say all in all, though, John, if you're Monterey Bay FC, you'll take this start. It hasn't really conceded a ton of dangerous opportunities. You haven't had to hold on by any means.
Truthfully, both teams will take this start. It's where do you go from here?
Right.
City's backline better shape there. They created that goal kick for just shutting down passing lanes. Next 20 minutes, it's all going to be who can take hold of the midfield, who can take hold of possession, start to really compact the pitch one way or the other.
And a late whistle will go against Detroit City. Get some groans from the crowd here.
Been a couple late whistles today.
Let's check out the Fago replay. Handball?
I think that's what he's going to call. Yeah.
Good call by the official. Malongo loses control of it. Ryan Williams took it away.
That's a decent ball if Connor can get a good touch.
Connor Rutz did. Tried to find Donor. It will go out for a throw.
Boy, Monterey Bay really sending that second defender in, closing down on the ball. They're going to use that double team, especially in the midfield, to try to trap and create the counter the other way. I continue to be impressed by the way that Monterey Bay's front line just doesn't allow City's back line time on the ball.
Morris lays it off. Villanueva on the move. Villanueva looking for Rutz. Ball will bounce free. Headed to the corner. Donor tried to work his way around Grant Robinson, though. Robinson stood his ground. Very good job as he escorts that one over the line.
Donor wasn't expecting that ball to come back at him. He had come in and he was trying to move toward the D and eventually had to try to run and track it down when it got flicked in his direction. Now you see Smith trying to run at Monterey Bay's back line, create a little bit of a rush situation there.
Williams finds Bryant. Bryant will reset everything.
Donor's so good at getting to his spot here on the touchline, just leaving his man, creating an open opportunity on a wing.
Amu Mensah. 22nd minute. Cedeno. Now some space for Ryan Williams to work in. Here's Bryant. Donor 1v1. Williams sends one towards the top of the D. That's redirected. Did that get out for a corner? It did not. Good job there by Campuzano. Played his college soccer at Pitt. Was their single season program record 4 wins.
Not the world's best punt downfield. City trying to get right back on the ball here. Good job by Smith to hold it up there.
Morris finds Rutz. Cedeno to Williams. That ball sent into the 18. Donor lurking. Beautiful ball to Williams. Amu Mensah toe pokes it. Cross into the box. He's knocked down. The official will award the corner.
Boy, this corner all comes from a misplaced header about 3 minutes ago on a clearance attempt. Or 2 minutes ago on a clearance attempt. And now here they play out wide. Oh, good. He got his hands behind him. No handball up near it, but good job by the player to avoid the handball in the area.
Daniel will drive this one towards the back post. Amu Mensah's there, heads it towards the left side. Carroll, that ball comes through, headed on frame, and the stop is made. Campuzano had to be sharp. Michael Bryant, Ben Morris, both lurking as we check out the Fago replay. City, the most dangerous they've been here today.
So good by City, keep the pressure on. It went out wide and then pops back in, and 2 runners. And Ben Morris will want that one back, I think.
Morris has it back. Morris steps through, shot is blocked, and another corner coming up.
This is an outstanding spell of possession by City. And all of this spell of possession, again, started when at the back, Monterey Bay had a kind of mistimed header that allowed City to keep possession now about 4 minutes ago. And City has had the pressure on ever since.
Now Lottie down at the top of the box. So we check out the Fago replay. Now Lottie did the job to come over and block that shot. Boy, that was a great adjustment by Morris. That ball flicked just wide of the right post. That was nearly it.
That ball dropped down on a dime. And an excellent flick toward the back post. Beautiful service in. And glances off the side of the head. Not enough purchase on it.
Michael Bryant was there. Was that Cedeno that was in also?
I think that was Bryant. I think it was Bryant.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Old Nation Brewing Company, celebrating 10 years of independent and respectfully brewed beers. Can't go wrong with any of the Old Nation line.
And now, teams being sent to the benches. And we've got perhaps an issue with the Monterey Bay keeper.
Nico Campuzano getting tended to by the athletic training staff. As we move into the 26th minute, John, usually I'll do this about 30 minutes in, but we got time right now. John, just about a third of the way through this one. What do you see out there?
Look, the first 20 minutes were a stalemate. The last 5 have been all Detroit City. It's been tilted this way, and it's been tilted this way because of 2 things. Number 1, wing play, keeping pressure on. Donor's been excellent up this near side touchline, and the dovetailing between Rutz and, Ben Morris and Smith on the other side, really giving it to the Monterey Bay back line. The other part, midfield, so good, so solid, keeping pressure on. We talked about Detroit City warming into the contest. This is exactly what we're talking about. They've started to see where the openings are, where the gaps are, and where they can press Monterey Bay, and they're doing that well in the last 5 minutes. Got to keep it up, though, in the final 20 and a half.
Seems like a lot of the success has come from a left side attack.
Left side's been very good today. Looks like Campuzano is ready to go. Be interesting to see how much stoppage time we have at the end of this half.
We have had quite a bit of downtime, more than you typically see in the first 25-ish minutes. Morris couldn't settle that one down. Donor gives chase.
Best thing about that, though, Donor got beat and didn't lose his cool and got his body back in position to keep things stagnant in midfield and then earn a throw.
Comes back, finds Amu Mensah as we get caught up with these stats so far. And John, everything you're saying checks out.
One thing though, bottom stat there, 68% possession, great, but you're being doubled up by your opponent in final third entries, 14-7. So City need to take that 68% possession and get it into the final third better.
Villanueva will wing it in. Cut out by Gordon. Villanueva one more time. Overlapping run by Cedeno. Takes a defender away, which creates some space, which has Williams. Tries to find Donor. Donor not able to quite keep it in, and Donor a little upset.
It's not on Donor, that's on Williams. He tried to do too much with the ball. One way, the other way. Tried the okey doke. Didn't work, and then by the time he realized he had to make a play on the ball, he put it in a position where it wasn't good for Donor.
And Donor a bit shaken up. He's been grabbing at his hand for the last 2 minutes or so. Had that ball go off of his arm. Now Lottie played that one up ahead.
Yeah, but he played it to Stephen Carroll. You're not going to have a whole lot of luck.
Cedeno the touch. Williams.
Don't lose your shape here if you're Detroit City.
Amu Mensah recovers. Ryan Williams with some space again.
Slow this down a little bit.
Donor's open on the right side. Instead, Cedeno pop it up ahead to Ben Just out of the corner of my eye, I happened to see Danny Dicchio. He did that universal manager thing where he folds his hands up and puts the right foot out forward. That's universal for I don't like what I just saw there.
You know what he's seeing? They're going too fast. First part of this match, Detroit City FC came out, put their foot down on the accelerator. It led to heavy touches. It led to turnovers. Then in the last 10 minutes, they slowed things down. They were methodical. They had possession. They got entry into the final third. Now in the last 2 minutes since the restart after Camposano's injury, or the stoppage for him, Detroit City FC put their foot back down in the accelerator again. And you're not seeing good shape, and you're not seeing the passes that we saw between 20 and 27 minutes. You got to play your game, play methodical. Good things will happen. And we've got another Monterey Bay player down.
Anton Soyerberg, the one down. 2 goals and an assist this season. Check out the Fago replay. A bit of a delayed reaction from Soyerberg. You see right. Trying to step it off.
Some of the unlicensed officials in our stands here have begun to suggest that perhaps there's a little bit of gamesmanship going on with some of these stoppages.
Morris tried to step through with it. Can Monterey Bay get a counter? They're going to try. Michael Bryant back to play it away. Longo was the target, but that really never had a chance. Maury Donor will come over to throw it in. A native of Canada, played in League One in Ontario.
He's trying for some real estate acquisition and was ordered backward by Gerald Flores.
Maury Donor's got one of the better stories that you're going to find. Was out of soccer, playing in rec leagues at home. Paid to be a trialist in Serie C in Brazil. And signed his first pro contract at 25. Here's an opportunity. That shot from Villanueva is blocked. I love that story about Maury Donor, man. Don't tell him no. He'll find a way.
It's almost like he was bagging groceries and then went on to win a Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I do. I love those stories, though, man. That whistle will go against Darren Smith. Donor along the line, Michael Bryant.
Better control there.
And Morris touches it. Villanueva couldn't get on the end of it.
But you see how City have slowed things down a little bit again here? They need to run at about 80%. That's when they're at their most technical.
Here's some space. Slotted up ahead, looking for Smith. It's taken away very easily by Grant Robinson.
Look at Donor there down there, though, working 1v1. And yeah, he concedes the throw, but there was no way that Monterey Bay was coming up his wing to try to set something up.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Select, proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Amu Mensah made a gamble to get up there, but Stephen Carroll has his back.
So normal service resumes.
Correct. And we get a whistle and a foul, and Donor is down.
And I think we're going to see our first caution of the day.
And Malongo will go in the books. So the first caution of the afternoon will go to Mael Malongo, and here's the Fago replay. Ooh, stepped right on it.
Yep. So he's playing on the yellow. You can run at him. Of note, by the way, Detroit City FC continues to build on its edge in possession. 67% possession in the last 15 minutes, Neil. And they continue to add more entries into the final third, trying to even out that number.
Beautiful ball. Popped up ahead, Cedeno with some space. Darren Smith. Brian Williams. Ball put out on the wing. Villanueva drives it in. Rutz was the target. Donor steps up, heads it towards the frame. Campuzano comes off the line to make the grab. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Wayne State, proud to be the official higher education partner of Detroit City Football Club.
DCFC continuing to build on possession. Continuing to be methodical. After they slowed things down again and back at the speed of play where they can take advantage most of the fact that they're able to use both wings and move the ball touchline to touchline. Well, that's a great move. Now move it quickly, and that's a beautiful 1-2.
Great setup. Here comes City once again on the left side. Villanueva. 1-2 ball again.
They work so well together out wide just to move it around defenders.
Foul will go against Villanueva.
10 minutes to go in the opening half. Key juncture here. Boy, what a goal before halftime would do. City has clearly taken control of this match. They are the team in the ascendancy. They have the possession. They've had more possession with intent in the last 10 to 15 minutes as well, rather than just controlling the ball. Got to find a way to turn that into a lead before halftime.
Pretty much had the possession exclusively as that ball sent up into space. Then Morris on the left side. Morris played off the ball.
Yeah, but City's shape allowed the recovery there, and they keep possession.
Michael Bryant with it. Trying to turn was Smith. And the foul, or was it a handball?
Yeah, handball off the inside
called.
of the arm.
Total crosses, Detroit City FC with 12, Monterey Bay with 3, but ever since the save-a-law yellow card that has gone to Malongo, Detroit City FC has thoroughly dominated this match.
They have absolutely controlled both wings. Another thing, 6 interceptions to 3. Stepping in, closing down passing lanes, creating turnovers that way as well.
Malongo has some space to work in. It only takes a moment. Donor tracks back. Grant Robinson turns it around. First extended possession for the Crisp and Kelp we've seen in a while.
And Detroit City FC just neutralized it.
Darren Smith the target, crossing over Guzman to take it away nicely. Guzman, great hesitation, accelerates around Cedeno. Ball flicked ahead. And this call will go against Detroit City. So here we go, John. Through all that possession right now, doesn't mean a lot with this set piece.
Well, that's why we talk about how important it is to turn that possession into something, because now you've got a set piece just close enough in you can have a go if you want to. Detroit City FC not necessarily thrilled with the decision to have the foul called against them. Aerial ball over the top. Comes in. Extended the forearm. That'll do it. Correct decision. So now if you're Detroit City FC, how do you defend this set piece? Right now, they're setting a very high line. Trying to give Herrera as much of a view of the ball as they can.
Herrera puts his thumbs up, says he's good. Soyberg standing over it. Now Lottie as well. Soyberg will run up. The wall does the job. They paid the price for it.
You know what? Credit to the Detroit City wall. 2 set pieces so far for Monterey Bay. Both have hit the wall. So the wall for Detroit City FC has done its job. Now we've got a City player down in the box. That's Stephen Carroll.
Our Fago replay.
Well, he paid the price right off the
Yes, he
noggin.
did.
And good job, by the way, by the referee after seeing that and seeing Carroll go down, bring the trainer out. Make sure everything's all right for the 7-year captain of Detroit City FC.
Boy, being a defender, man, it is
Not for me.
It's just a thankless job, right? As we look over at the Monterey Bay bench, Jordan Stewart in his 2nd season at the helm for Monterey Bay as a player, played over 100 matches for Leicester City, over 100 matches played for Watford as well, over 70 matches for the San Jose Earthquakes. There's a Detroit City FC flavor on that bench as well. Monterey Bay assistant coach Jeremy Clark made 19 appearances at the goalkeeping position for Detroit City FC in 2012 and 2013.
So he knows what it's like to be in front of these fans. You know, drilling down to some of the deeper numbers, Neil, a couple things that impressed me in this first half for Detroit City FC. Passing accuracy in the opponent's half. Detroit City FC completing 64% of their passes, Monterey Bay just 46%. And passing accuracy overall, Detroit City FC completing 80% of its passes. In a motion-based attack like Danny Dicchio wants to run, pass accuracy, such an important number. When you're completing 80% of your passes, good things happen.
Donor keeps up with Malongo. Elijah Paul, we haven't talked about him a lot here today, just hasn't had the opportunity with the ball at his feet. Soyberg plays it to the left side. Soyberg nearly got it back. The touch was a little heavy.
And City does a good job of forcing Monterey Bay back and resetting in midfield where they can catch up. This is better ball movement, though, by Monterey Bay.
Soyberg comes over. He has it. Feathers it through nicely. The cross sent in, and Herrera comes off the line to make the grab.
Good job by Herrera to come out and claim that, and better job just to send it down deep, take some pressure off, reset things. Sometimes when you're packed in that deep and you just let someone carve through the defense a little bit, sometimes you just send it deep and reset field position, field formation. Get your shape back in midfield.
Stephen Carroll, boy, very calmly with the volley clearance. That ball sent in.
He's always calm.
That play is much more difficult than it looked on the camera right there.
Yes. Very important for City to keep the hammer down here in the last 4 minutes. Monterey Bay looking much more comfortable over the ball in the last few minutes.
Onguk will touch it up ahead. Robinson retreating. Donor giving chase. Cedeno will make a run, ask a question. Longo is here calling for it. And Soyberg tried to find him. It's tough, though. That wind is blowing straight into the direction, against the direction where he wanted to send that pass.
Yeah, you know who else was cutting off that pass and making it tough? Donor, who was coming all the way from the wing spot up top, all the way down to bother that out of bounds.
Just getting word there will be 2 minutes of stoppage time, which feels light.
That feels very light, incredibly light.
Elijah Paul tried to cross it over. Stephen Carroll wanted a goal kick call, didn't get it. Donor had it played away. Here's Malongo. Makes his move wide.
You know what, though? Donor made up for the fact that he had the ball played off of him by shutting off the cutback inside and forcing that ball out of play. That's a really good job. It's not about if you get beat. We've got a Monterey Bay player down in the advertising hoardings.
So they're making the official call 2 minutes of stoppage time as we check out.
And that's Malongo getting cleared out into the advertising boards.
Michael Bryant with some words, as he usually seems to have some pretty much all the time.
He plays the mental game.
Yes, he does, and plays it very well. Williams tracks back nicely. Gets that possession for City.
I think things really bunched up right now. If somebody can get out wide and get in space, a lot of opportunities. But Monterey Bay doing a very good job with that double team again, shutting down a passing lane in midfield. Switch it.
Cedeno, Villanueva. Morris tracks back. Cedeno back to Morris. Morris cross, Rutz was lurking.
That cross from Morris, just that flick.
Out
right
of nowhere.
And Rutz couldn't bring it down.
Longo the target one more time. Herrera settles it down at his feet. And right to the dying seconds of this first half. Ball driven in, coming off the line. Campuzano to make the grab. That should just about do it. Campuzano looked like it was kind of far out from his feet. There was a challenge there by Darren Smith. Maybe City can squeeze another opportunity out of this.
Got to go if they want to.
Cedeno has it. Cedeno had that redirected. They'll get a corner.
And they'll give him time to take it. Get in there, get set quick. Don't dally over it.
Cedeno will set it up. So we are in the final moments of the first half. Cedeno drives it, hooking, touched away. That ball goes out, and there is the halftime whistle. So City dangerous at the end of the first half. But through 45 minutes, we will go to the locker rooms. Level at 0-0. Michael Bryant certainly had his share of battles, as did Joel Garcia as well. But John, scoreless as we go to the break.
Well, Detroit City FC was the better team in the opening half. I wonder if they'll rue the fact they couldn't get a goal before halftime. Going to have to make some adjustments, talk about subs, get ready for the second 45.
So we will take our first halftime break, come back with all of the halftime festivities and more. 0-0 through the first 45 minutes of play. Halftime brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here.
There's a beer in the D for me and you. From Royal Oak to Jefferson Avenue, grab a friend and a jersey too and chant. Chant like you give a damn.
This community, it's super unique. It's not for everybody. This is Detroit.
There's nothing like it in the USL. It's really created an atmosphere in American soccer that not a lot of people see. It's just a big party.
And they sing the entire game, and they dance the entire game. And we feel that. It's just such an advantage when we have such a good crowd.
Everything's just amplified. When you hear the roar of the fans, it just amplifies everything that you're already feeling.
They are definitely the 12th man out there for sure.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Welcome back to Halftime, brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. 0-0, Detroit City FC, Monterey Bay FC. Well, Carlos Herrera has the clean sheet so far here in the first half. Let's take a look and get to know more about the Detroit City FC keeper.
Here's Michelle, the shot at save, babe!
Wow, in behind, good save, Herrera.
Detroit are in behind here, huge save by Herrera.
Hey, I'm Carlos Herrera. I'm from San Leandro, California, and I'm a goalkeeper for Detroit City FC. I've known obviously about Detroit for a long time now. I played NPSL in Little Rock, and this was back in 2015, 2016, and even back then when I was playing, it was a lot of noise coming from Detroit City. I remember seeing on social media, seeing how they would sell out games, 6,000, 7,000, however many fans. To see them still doing that today, and obviously doing it at a bigger stage and doing it at the professional level now, it's something that really drew me with the opportunity to be a part of it. So when it came about, it was kind of somewhat of a no-brainer, but it was very enticing, and I was like, man, I'd love to be a part of this. So things worked out, and thankfully now I'm here. Emerson, he coached in the conference in which I played when I was in college. Being from the Bay Area, we had the ability to work whenever we were there for the off seasons or for winter breaks or whatever. So developed a relationship of just being able to train together. So the ability to work with him full time, knowing how good the quality of his work is from the little times that I do get to work with him throughout the years, was also a big factor in the sense of, okay, I know what he brings, I know how important it is to have a goalkeeper coach that you trust, so it only attracted me that much more to coming here. When we came here in 23, seeing the environment and seeing the fans and the atmosphere, it's kind of, it's not many places that you go and you see their fans and you just kind of take a step back and you're like, this is kind of crazy. And this was one of the places that really captures that soccer atmosphere and the passion that the fans have for the game and for the team. So, I mean, that really stands out, and it's like, okay, to be able to be a part of that and have that, instead of yelling at you, backing you for 18 games, however many games we have at home, it just makes everything so much better.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
This community, it's super unique. It's not for everybody. This is Detroit.
There's nothing like it in the USL. It's really created an atmosphere in American soccer that not a lot of people see. It's just a big party.
And they sing the entire game, and they dance the entire game. And we feel that. It's just such an advantage when we have such a good crowd.
Everything's just amplified. When you hear the roar of the fans, it just amplifies everything that you're already feeling.
They are definitely the 12th man out there for sure.
Back to halftime, brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Neil Rule, John Krieger back with you. 0-0 through the first 45 minutes of play. But as we always do, let's get you caught up with the USL Championship news and notes and see what is going on in and around the world of USL soccer. And of course, two words, John: Open Cup.
Always fun to see the second oldest cup competition out there, featuring the USL Championship clubs, the rest of the championship clubs. Picking it up in the third round, DCFC will play at home second week of April. And, of course, El Paso, Loudoun, Miami, and Tulsa all advanced to this round. This is where it starts to get really fun as some of the lower league clubs get their shot at USL and later MLS teams.
And speaking of fun, USL on CBS, San Antonio FC, Phoenix tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Of course, national network television. Very strong rating so far for USL Championship on CBS last season. There's no reason to think that that won't continue here this season as well. Let's check out the USL scoreboard and see what else is going on, as there is a match, or excuse me, two matches actually in session right now. Rhode Island FC hammering the Oakland Roots by the score of 3-0.
And that is something that certainly, with Rhode Island coming in here in a couple weeks, DCFC will take a look at it. And Oakland, how about their move to the Coliseum as well, making use of that space as they continue to grow and evolve as a club. I'm going to watch how the stats will come out for Loudoun and Hartford. That's a match between two clubs that are trying to find their legs in the early part of the season.
3 goals in the span of about 8 minutes for Rhode Island FC right at the end of the first half. Tonight, John, I know you got plans. You'll run home. You'll check out some of the West Coast action.
10 o'clock. That's the match to watch tonight. Sacramento Republic against Lou City. Lou City going out to the left coast into that tough environment in Sacramento. Going to be very interested to see how that one comes out.
That one certainly will be a lot of fun. And then, as we talked about, on CBS as well tomorrow. So 0-0 the score here through the first 45 minutes of play. We will take our final halftime break, come back, get you the highlights, and of course, we'll kick it for the second half. The youngsters in the house here today. We'll be back with more USL Championship soccer.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Some people are born warriors. Something drives them forward, past any obstacle, towards something bigger. Maybe they weren't born with a silver spoon, but they were born with a purpose. At Wayne State University, we take this drive and turn it into so much more, so they can become warrior strong.
They jump, let it go! And a bolt of lightning through Keyworth Stadium. Morris the shot, runs it back in the net. Keyworth is electric. Romo at the far post. Morris lets it go!
Adulting? Overrated. Financial freedom? Now that's the move. Meet Alumnify. Banking built for real life. No jargon. No hassle. Just smart money moves made simple. Want to save more? Spend smarter? Build wealth? We've got your back. With zero hidden fees and game-changing savings rates. This is banking that fits your life. Alumnify. Let's go.
Detroit City FC is brought to you by Fago, proud to be the official pop of Detroit City FC. Fort Pontchartrain, the official hotel partner of DCFC. And by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Let's check out the highlights from the first 45 minutes of play. And John, Detroit City FC took them a couple moments to feel their way into this match, but once they did, they kind of took the thing over.
Well, once the engine started revving, look at that play by Ben Morris. He plays into the middle and a good through ball out wide, and just half a yard away was Smith for making this 1-0. Nice job by the keeper to come off the line and collect that ball before Smith could poke it past him.
A little bit later on in the first half, as a matter of fact, we fast forward to the 23rd minute, a corner opportunity for City. This was dangerous.
Flick back in, and waiting for it was Stephen Carroll. The flick back into the area, and Carroll glances the header toward, or check it, that was Ben Morris glancing the header toward the keeper, and he makes the save again. But City was dangerous on set pieces all half long, and 2 minutes later, another corner, and that one is headed just wide of the post. City's set piece game very strong in the first half, just couldn't find the back of the net. Halftime stats, take a look at them. Possession, Detroit City FC 58% to 42. Not a whole lot of intent though there for the first part of the first half. Certainly picked it up in the final 20 minutes. Shots on target, Monterey Bay, who still hasn't scored against Detroit City FC, doesn't have a shot on target in this match. City with 2, 7-1 the total shot advantage. City look to take advantage of that advantage in the second half.
So we are just about ready to go. Detroit City FC will have the possession to get things started. One sub for Detroit City FC. Jordan Adebayo-Smith comes in. Ben Morris comes out.
So Adebayo-Smith brought on for pace. Ben Morris had a decent first half, was involved in a lot of play. Danny Dicchio just trying to shuffle the deck a little bit and look for Adebayo-Smith to put the hammer down and again look to bother from the wing.
Second half underway. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. 3 points hanging in the balance. Get an early whistle. We'll go against Monterey Bay FC. Jordan Adebayo-Smith in, as we talked about, on loan from Minnesota United of the MLS.
Really a win-win situation for both clubs. He gets to come in and test himself in a very tough division in USL Championship. Minnesota United gets to have their player develop. Their own system working well in this instance.
Bio Smith played 24 matches for the Tampa Bay Rowdies back in 21-22. He's just 24 years old, so certainly a long runway in front of him.
And young legs, which on a day like today will pay dividends.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by DTE Energy. DTE recommends installing carbon monoxide detectors in your home and business today. Michael Bryant with it. We talked about the U.S. Open Cup. Michael Bryant was the captain of that Orange County FC NPSL side that went to the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup before falling to the LA Galaxy. Really one of the great open competitions in American sports, the U.S. Open Cup. If you keep winning, you keep playing.
You know what? And I love just the cup runs. There was a club out of Maryland, I think it was, Christos FC, that made a deep run. You know, you talk about, yes, I know it's a professional division, but you look at Sacramento Republic's run to the Open Cup final a few years ago. I love the cup situations. I mean, even if you look at Detroit City FC, Roddy Green's goal in the penalty shootout against Michigan Bucks, cup competitions really can create some special nights. By the way, tickets available for Detroit City FC's Open Cup match against Westchester FC.
Go to DeadCityFC.com for tickets as we get a look at the Fago replay. Michael Bryant goes down. He's trying to shake it off.
On a cold day like this, sometimes those just sting a little more.
Everything hurts more.
Yeah.
49 degrees, 46-degree wind chill.
There's a reason why, hey, you and I don't even play golf in weather like this. I cannot imagine taking a boot to the leg.
Right. Some people do, though, man.
There are some diehards.
They are diehard golfers, players that take boots to the ankle also. Herrera swinging across to the captain, Stephen Carroll. And Smith heads that one up, now gets it back. Sends it into space. Here's Villanueva. He's got a couple of runners. Track back by Revelar. Daniel a bit heavy with that first touch. And he's called for the foul.
Much like the first half, Detroit City FC just kind of easing their way into this second 45. It's been kind of an MO all season. Can't allow Monterey Bay to get too much of a foothold here after halftime in this scoreless contest.
Noel Garcia, the former San Jose State Spartan, played for the Town in MLS Next Pro last season. He's 22 years old.
That's going to be another foul against Detroit City FC. And now we're in the territory where set piece issues come into things.
That pressure cooker turns up just a little bit more and a little bit more. Zoidberg over.
Monterey Bay, however, has not had a set piece today that's gotten past the wall. This will be their third of the day. The first two have hit the wall. That having been said, City have a two-man wall right now, so the odds are more in Monterey Bay's favor.
Robinson has some space in front of him as well, standing just off to the right. Ball driven in towards the back post over top of everyone, and a foul as Ambu Mensah's taken down.
And that play was entirely designed to send it out wide, head it back into the mixing bowl, and hope something happened. A little bit too much on it. It got up and rode the wind, which is blowing in that direction. And then the foul forced. And Ambu Mensah wins Detroit City the free kick.
The wind is relatively calm. 7 miles per hour. It'll gust about 12 to 13 at times, but as it sits right now, flags all around the stadium, kind of resting a little bit. Revelar hesitates, then goes, and Amal Mensah wipes out and gets a foul called against him for his trouble. Anton Soyberg will line things up. Soyberg played 32 matches in the Danish Super League, 21 to 23. And what do we have?
They're going to make him retake it. The referee had told him to move back 5 yards, and he didn't listen and just took the free kick anyway. And the look, by the way, from Gerald Flores was, come on, guys.
Mensah pings that one out.
See, they have to be careful here. They are allowing Monterey Bay to just kind of creep forward and compact the field a little bit, forcing a defender back in front of City's back line, just kind of compressing things in.
Now they'll get a corner. So Monterey Bay asking some questions to get this second half started.
Monterey Bay certainly on the front foot here in the second half. And you saw that earlier in the season. You called a match for Monterey Bay, and they had an absolutely dismal first half. Turned it on after halftime.
And they haven't looked back since. They've been playing very well. That ball gets all the way through. And Bryant, I believe, chested it down where Herrera could grab it. Here comes Donor now. City looking for a counter.
Donor wants a foul, and it's a good decision by the referee. No foul in net. Good decision to play on.
Sent up towards midfield. Malongo the target. Rutz touches it down. Bio Smith tried to redirect it. Nearly got around the defender, and now will win the possession. Villanueva.
He stayed with that. Monterey Bay with 2 in front of their back 3 when City's in possession now.
This is dangerous here. Ball slotted up ahead and going down very easily in the box, looking for a call, but no whistle will come. Michael Bryant touches that one off a defender, and it will go over the line. Elijah Paul went begging a little bit there for a call.
To be fair, Neil, after halftime, both sides have done a little bit of begging.
Yep.
Donor did some begging down here. That's an easy ball. That's going down easy in the box down here.
Bryant along the line. Monterey Bay, make no mistake, they've been the better team so far here in the second half.
They are absolutely into this match, and they have turned things up. And City, frankly, Neil, if we're being honest, look very sloppy on the ball right now. They've given the ball away a couple times, and they've saved themselves with really good recovery play. But
you don't want to go to that well
too many times.
Right. Daniel will send it back to Bryant. Bryant goes for Adebayo Smith. So Daniel does well to keep it. Empty little back heel there. Soyberg sends it out to the left side. Malongo, 1v1 against Bryant. Crosses over. Bryant does the job.
Excellent job. Excellent job by Bryant, but then you give it away.
And this will be a booking, and this will be probably the most dangerous free kick of the match so far.
And all of that starts from just not being able to control the ball after Bryant makes the interception and giving it away. Plays it forward. Good run out to the wing. Bryant does an excellent job of getting in position. Look at the body position just out wide, forcing his defender. Makes the interception, doesn't commit the foul in the area, but then Donor's touch leaves a lot to be desired. The double team takes the ball away. And then the rash challenge at the end, and a yellow card, and a very dangerous set piece after Smith goes in the book.
Longo will walk away. Soyberg is over there as well. The run up, that's in on frame, and Herrera with little difficulty able to knock it down and take it away.
Good positioning by Herrera. Set the wall up well, set himself up well. In the end, it looks really easy because it's right at the keeper, but part of that is Herrera putting himself in a good position to set up and read that set piece.
That is Monterey Bay's first shot on frame here today. Herrera is equal to the task. That ball flicked up into space. And Donor will probably get things started quickly. At least he wants to, and he does. And no, that throw will go to Monterey Bay. And fans, remember the USL on CBS kicks off tomorrow with two former USL Championship title winners battling it out at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Undefeated San Antonio FC will take on Western Conference rival Phoenix Rising FC. Tomorrow on CBS, here's a chance. Herrera off the line. We'll get to it first, just in front of Revelar. Some nervous moments there for the City faithful.
City's defense went to sleep. Let the ball through. Acres of space. Beautiful through ball. If Herrera doesn't come out and make that collection,
there's problems.
City are in a whole lot of bother. Got to be smarter on the ball, smarter shape. Got to recapture what we saw at the end of the first half.
Luke Ivanovic will come on at the next opportunity, it looks like, for Monterey Bay.
And when City played that ball back to Herrera, you saw hand gestures from a couple of Monterey Bay players telling their teammates, get up, get in the face, try to compact the field again. They're gonna be on the front foot for the remainder of the second half. City cannot expect time on the ball or to just be able to, and it's offside. And so the sub will be made for Monterey Bay.
Luke Ivanovic will come in. As you said, the native of Australia has been in the Australian A-League since 2019. Has a goal this season. Mael Malongo's afternoon into the evening will come to an end.
And he ran a pretty good race.
He was.
He was of a team that struggled to find itself in the first half. Malongo was the best bit.
Longo's another one of those players. He's 28. He's played in NISA, USL League One, USL League Two, now here in USL Championship. I just have a lot of respect for the guys that have worked their way through, stuck to it, continue to ascend. Smith touches it out. Villanueva. Villanueva's cross to the back post, and the grab is made. Campuzano right in front of Donor. If he fumbles that even a little bit,
it's 1-0.
It's 1-0, but it's not.
Great ball out wide. Villanueva puts it up. Donor waiting. Campuzano comes out and says, not today.
Nico Gordon will get things rolling. Played in 15 matches for Birmingham City in the EFL. One hour exactly in. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. Happy to have you with us.
And by the way, Neil, that decided possession advantage that Detroit City FC held at halftime, Monterey Bay have cut into that. It's now 60-40. Was as high as 67-33.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Seva Law. As our cards here today. Corner coming up for Detroit City.
This is a good opportunity for Detroit City FC. Take your time over the corner, set up the set piece. Try to get yourself on solid attacking footing again. You have the control here. 5th corner of the match for you. Had some really good ones in the first half. Set something up here. Get yourselves back in control.
Corner sent in. Donor will track it down. Sends it right back to the corner, Williams. He'll send the cross in. Adebayo Smith, and that ball will trickle up. Campuzano, who will go to the turf to grab it.
Had the opportunity to take a swing at it, couldn't catch it all.
That ball looked like it crossed the line, and it did. This will be a throw for City. Now a little pep in the step. Detroit City FC, there's certainly some urgency now.
City's starting to warm into things again a little bit the last couple of minutes. That's a good turn on the ball to keep possession, keep it moving forward for Monterey Bay. And that's a needless foul by Adebayo Smith. The man you fouled was going away from goal and toward the touchline. Put yourself in a good body position to defend. Because now what you allow Monterey Bay to do is further compact the pitch.
Nico Gordon will play it across to the left, and then 63 minutes into this one. Zoidberg will turn, beautiful ball, the stop made by Herrera. It is loose and headed wide. A great recovery by Villanueva.
Boy, the Crisp and Kelp just carved through Detroit City FC on that one.
They've done that a couple times here in the second half.
Beautiful passing up the far wing.
Garcia settles the switch down. And there's a takeaway. Here comes Adebayo Smith. And Darren Smith up running with him. Monterey Bay takes it away, and that ball sent up into space. This is dangerous. That ball is sent wide to the right of the goal.
This has been a trend in the second half, and it is not uniquely him. But that counter by Monterey Bay starts because Adebayo Smith went down easy on the other end. He wasn't able to be in the play. He was down looking for a foul, and all of a sudden Monterey Bay goes the other way and flicks it just wide of the goal. If Adebayo Smith stays on his feet and gets in a better position, the through ball might not happen.
Donor tracks back. Bryant pings it ahead, but nothing on the other side for Detroit City.
A lot of passes back to Herrera this half. It's a dangerous game with the way that Monterey Bay pressed the ball.
Send it up top, Adebayo Smith. Able to control it. Here's Darren Smith. Cedeno's up. Donor has it. Villanueva making a run up the left wing. Now finding some space, but Ryan Williams can't turn with it.
And frankly, Detroit City FC being out physical right now. There is some physical. Monterey Bay has picked up the physicality, and it is interrupting Detroit City the way that Detroit City FC wants to play the ball, making them stagnate just a little bit.
Cedeno. Here's Donor. Cedeno will send it across. Adebayo Smith couldn't control it. Donor does control it. Amu Mensah. Great communication by Monterey Bay defensively.
Look at that triangle there, just shutting down 3 passing lanes. Forcing City to walk over the ball.
Amu Mensah, the give and the go. Tried to find Rutz. And he overcooks the touch.
If that ball is a half a yard in front of Rutz, that's Connor's favorite cutback. Unfortunately, the ball arrived in between his two legs. Couldn't get it out of his feet. And that was Detroit City's best opportunity to have. And there's the replay. Amu Mensah plays a little too far behind where Rutz would want it to be to cut it back. The keeper was coming. Would have been an easy cut back to the posts.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Strategic Staffing Solutions, longtime partner of Detroit City FC. And Carroll sends it up ahead. Aaron Smith wanted a foul, didn't get it. May have had a point. Two-handed shove in the back. There's Nico Gordon. Partner, you're getting a sense of a little uneasiness here at Keyworth Stadium?
Yes, absolutely. Especially because City had the lion's share of the chances in the first half, didn't convert them, and now all of a sudden the defense is looking a little leaky. You're getting muscled off the ball.
That ball sent in. Herrera sharply off the line. Sure-handed grab.
He's had an understated game today. Made a couple of really good saves. Really good collections, good decisions of when to come off his line and collect the ball.
He's executed perfectly. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Absolutely.
A lot of times people judge a keeper's performance. What kind of highlight reel stops did you make? That's not always the case. That's
you don't
not
want to
always
make
what's needed. Right.
You don't want to make highlight reel stops.
If you're a keeper, yeah, you prefer to just be just solid and boring.
There are two groups of people on a football pitch that want to be as invisible as possible. Keepers and referees.
Boy, Herrera. Some dangerous footwork ahead of the challenge by Paul.
Trying to make us look bad?
Right. We would have worn that one on your favorite social media platform, no doubt.
He had executed perfectly until he didn't.
Aaron Smith tracks back to take it away. Nice job by Villanueva's got Adebayo Smith. Soyberg comes back, reaches out, grabs the kit. Donor, right.
Detroit City fan. It's now well over 300 minutes that you have played against Monterey Bay, and you still haven't conceded a goal. So Detroit City FC will hope that rides through.
Cedeno to Rutz. Cedeno drives it towards the back post. Nobody really on the other side. Donor, however, will track it down.
And Neil, that's really the difference between the first and second half. In the first half on those crosses, several people were in the area. Several people were there making runs. Now you see 1-2 players going forward, and you have a cross, and what you say is nobody's there on the backside. The help hasn't been there in the second half for DCFC. Part of that is due to the fact that Monterey Bay has done a lot better job of winning the physical battles and keeping DCFC pinned in so that they can't make those freewheeling runs up both wings. And credit to the Crispin Kelp for the way they halftime.
So there's some stirring on the Detroit City FC bench right now. Tez Juf, I believe, is getting the kid on, kind of getting warmed up a little bit.
20 minutes to go. It's super sub time. Danny Dicchio going to shuffle the deck.
Soyberg. Monterey Bay FC able to settle things down, keep some possession. And they will pick up another whistle. And another dangerous spot. Yep. Juf, as we said, will come in, as well Jay Chapman. Here we go. How many of these can the Rouge continue to stop?
And the Wall gets another one.
Yes, it did. And it could produce a counter. Ryan Williams taking down. This should be a booking, right? And it will be. Nico Gordon will go in the books.
Yep, that is absolutely a booking. Pulled him back, knew what he was doing when he did it. And into the book you go, because the counter was on. You reach back. Not only do you reach back and grab the arm, you reach again and grab him across the chest. That's, he knew exactly what was coming.
Ryan Williams will come out as Chapman comes on. As Juve comes in, Darren Smith comes out. So Nico Gordon goes in the books officially with the yellow card. Yellow card brought to you by Seva Law.
That was dangerous there with City finally asking some questions in the attacking third on a pass back.
Connor Rudd steps over and he'll be called for the foul.
And the Northern Guard across the way, not thrilled with that one.
They are not.
Monterey Bay's so good in midfield right now. They just really have, the word is stagnant, Neil. They have ground Detroit City to a halt compared to what we saw in the first half.
I would imagine you and I like to have these fictitious conversations. If the contract was offered,
would they take the point?
We would guarantee you a point if you sign right here.
They would sign.
They would sign.
They would sign.
Before the match.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It would be a great game show. USL Championship game show.
Would you take a point?
Would you take a point? Or do you want to say no and try for all three?
Where do you think, what ground, and I'll tell you mine, what ground do you think would have the most away sides signing that contract easily?
Well, we all know the answer to that one. Lou City would be.
Lou
City would never have a home match.
I agree with you.
They would never have a home match.
The home season would be over.
Right.
We will take a point right now at Lane Family Stadium. And
Fonguk right there. Got away with an extended hand that made contact to the face of Cedeno.
And City get the free kick, but they wanted more there.
Here's a great look at it by our camera crew. Bump.
Oof.
Replays brought to you by Fago.
Different referees on different day, there would have been more there.
That will be a throw for Monterey Bay. I'll tell you what the other reason probably causing that man on your screen right now a good bit of anxiety. It seems like every little break, like we just saw right there, where that ball, gets toe poked and it rolls a third of the way down the pitch, and the throw-ins kind of, towards that final third. Monterey Bay, the roadside, and make no mistake, they're making their own luck right now. They have changed the composition of this match in the second half, and it seems like they're getting every little break right now too. But they've created that for themselves.
You're absolutely. They have built themselves to the point where they have earned the breaks. I think Danny Dicchio probably is more thinking about the fact that he wanted a response from his club, and he got it in the first half. But you got to play 90 minutes, and the response hasn't been there after halftime.
Rebel are in the corner. Momenza does the job. Rebellar took it away from Momenza. It's getting real physical out there.
And somebody's going in the book.
And it'll be Villanueva.
And Villanueva's saying he stepped on me.
Alex Villanueva goes in the books. You can be the referee at home on our Fago replay.
You know what? That is booking. He came in, charged at the situation, left his feet, didn't get the ball, caught the leg. He doesn't like it because of what wasn't called against Monterey Bay, against his teammates. But you can't take a 7-yard charge at the ball, leave your feet, and not get the ball.
Substitution happening for Jordan Stewart.
Ethan Bryant coming on.
Javi Nalati will come out. On the other side, once again, back line for Detroit City will tempt fate on another set piece. Monterey Bay this time called a foul in the mixing bowl.
And frankly, the fouls right now, the physicality and the fouls slowing things down plays right into Monterey Bay's hands. It's slowing down the game, stops the game. You never seem to get as much time back in stoppage time as you actually see with all of these stoppages. And that goes back to that game of would you take a point? Another card in the deck for the Crispin Kelp.
Soyberg will step over to take it away, find some space. Soyberg there wants the handball call, and he gets it.
But see, again, that allows Monterey Bay to stop things up, move men forward. You have the set piece, compact the pitch. Doesn't allow DCFC to move forward. By the way, possession further creeping up, now 57-42. But most of that advantage for Detroit City FC was before halftime.
Bonga steps to the top of the D, left foot shot, and that was blocked by Bryant. Joof called for the foul.
Fans starting to get restless here at the number of whistles. Joof can't believe the call.
Well, Garcia was the one that went down. th foul on Detroit City FC in 78 minutes.
That's a lot of whistles. $15 against Monterey Bay.
And yet another set piece. Soyberg. How many opportunities can you give him? Steps into it, lets it rip.
And the wall gets it again, but a corner this time. Or it will be a corner. Think about that, Neil. 32 fouls between the two teams in 80 minutes of football. That's a recipe for a stagnated late game situation.
Yet another set piece opportunity for Monterey Bay FC. $80 minutes in. Fizzed in, Herrera makes the grab.
Good positioning again by the Detroit City FC keeper. Fizzed in too close to him to be sure, but you got to be able to make that catch. And he was very confident in rising to collect.
Joof looking to go. Jay Chapman.
I think they say the ball went out of play.
I agree. So goal kick coming up. And that's been the story. John, I think that last minute just kind of describes the second half for Detroit City FC. Just when you think there's a promising moment,
gone.
It's eliminated.
And not always through stellar play, just through a bounce or checking forward on the surface instead of checking up. It's been an unlucky second half. Some luck is created, but the bounces just haven't gone City's way.
Adebayo Smith leaves it off. Juve calling for it. There's 5 defenders in the box, shaking, baking. That stop is made by Campuzano. That was dangerous for City.
Watch out the counter.
Bryant will escort that one over the line. Now Danny Dicchio making the big move. Guenzati will come on. Juve hesitates. Juve wanted the whistle, won't get it.
Yeah, Juve went down easy. That's not a foul. He went down looking for it. Was there contact? Yeah. Was it a foul? No.
Jesse El Cedeno will come out. Sebastian Guenzati. His 75 career USL Championship goals will come in.
You look at Guenzati up top.
With Adebayo Smith.
That's a fun top 2.
Perfect play by Michael Bryant. Able to flick that one back to Herrera. Smith was in an offside position. Donor looked like he was going to jump up into the attack too.
City screaming for what would have been an offside on their end. None called.
Fonguk will send it into the corner, the cross. Michael Bryant battling again.
And I think before the ball goes out of play, we're going to have a foul. And somebody's going to get the naughty boy talk.
And the Detroit City bench is saying, hey, let's go, let's go. Rouge, they opened up the season, they were cruising. A draw here against Birmingham.
In late fashion.
In late fashion, absolutely. Dropped all 3 at Lou City in a match that they never really had a firm grasp on.
And the start's so important for Danny Dicchio's club, really, Neil, because the start that Detroit City FC had last year sustained them in July and August when they were tired.
Right, you got those dog day draws, yep.
Yep, but you already had the points in the bank. And so now you're on 7 points. You really need to try to put those points in the bank early because you know, just with the way things seem to work here, there are going to be those days in July and August when you might not get the 3 points you were hoping for.
Stephen Carroll up to Juve. Smith couldn't connect. Zadi lurking, he wants a touch. There towards the top of the D, and look out here.
3v2.
It absolutely is. Ball slotted up ahead, right foot shot, and once again, Herrera there. Ivanovic had nothing to give it a go at.
Really good body positioning by Herrera. Didn't over pursue, didn't come out too far. Well placed, well positioned. That's a great through ball on through. And a good job, by the way, unsung hero as well, being forced wide by the defender and allowing Herrera to play the angles and position himself well on that 3v2 break.
Let's pops that one up. Warner tries to step through, just can't get through the last man. Mensa. Win it temporarily, Michael Bryant. Bryant seemed like he's won every battle tonight.
He has been the best player defensively for Detroit City FC.
Donor. 87th minute. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. Happy to have you along.
You know, with all the stoppages, partner, there better be a significant amount of stoppage time.
Juve 1v1, hesitates, Juve's cross, and Amu Mensah was working his way towards the goal. Now you get the feeling Detroit City FC's turned it up a couple notches.
Well, they're pressing again, and this is Juve doing a great job to send that through, and it's directed out for a corner in Detroit City FC, or a throw rather, and Detroit City FC has the opportunity to compact the pitch here.
Villanueva tries to make a turn. Instead, he will win a corner. So now if you're Monterey Bay FC, the question starts getting asked of you. How many of these can you give up?
And they have been decidedly on the short end of set piece opportunities. 6th corner of the match for City.
Villanueva. Drives it in.
Really good shape by Monterey Bay to not allow the secondary attack and set the counter. And they switch.
Juve is out there on the island working against Ethan Bryant. Bryant drives it in. That got through, and it's touched just wide.
Oh my, what a run.
Elijah Paul nearly stole this one.
What a run by Paul, and what a ball delivered through. And it was half a yard away. Paul stretching the leg and catching it with the toe. If it's back half a yard sooner, it's 1-0, and Monterey Bay has their first ever goal against City.
Ivanovic goes down, gets the whistle. Here's Galloway getting loose. Monterey Bay. '89th minute.
And Monterey Bay are being told to speed up the substitution. And the referee, Gerald Flores, pointed to his watch as if to say, I'm putting all of this time on.
Soyberg comes out. Here's Galloway on. He's the first Monterey Bay player to go from a tryout to the pro side. Flick it back.
Time's going to be put on the board here in just a moment.
Being told just 3 minutes of extra time.
Man, that's light. Light in the first half, light at the end. That is 5 minutes of combined stoppage time in this match is light.
Donor hesitates, tries to step through. Official says play on. Bryant's got to win the battle again. Guess what? He does. So officially 3 minutes of stoppage time. Grant Robinson was grabbed and fouled, and this could be a booking. And it will be. Connor Rutz.
So again, Monterey Bay have the chance to stop things up, control when they restart. How much time they want to take. And frankly, if this holds, it is a much better result for Monterey Bay than it is for Detroit City FC. Come across the country, playing in a tough road environment like Keyworth Stadium. You still haven't scored against Detroit City FC, but you continue your hot start.
This will be a booking against Garcia. Partner, here's a number for you. The ball has actually been in play today for 43 minutes and 51 seconds.
5 minutes of stoppage time. That's something we have to do better for the game and the fans.
Lyle Smith heads it. He's looking for Juve. Connor Rutz gives it a lash. Right on frame, and Campuzano makes the grab. He was there all the way. Nearly some Connor Rutz late match magic.
He has had some late magic
Yes, he has.
in this stadium before. And after everything today, for that to have a goal, by the way, great job by the keeper to stay in front and make that save on Connor. Monterey Bay now looking for some late heroics with about a minute to go.
Ball sent into space. Now put out wide. Garcia working 1v1 with Villanueva. Villanueva lays it over the line. That will be out for a goal kick.
30 seconds to go. City have to press this, move it forward. Last chance saloon here for Le Rouge to try to get all three at home.
Lyle Smith.
Good body position. Where's his help?
And touched away.
And now Monterey Bay can run things out.
And that is the full-time whistle. So we will end in a 0-0 draw here at Keyworth.
Better result for Monterey Bay than it is for Detroit City FC. Still a point for Le Rouge. Moves them to 8 for the season. And still keeps them well within the playoff places. But after they controlled most of the first half, they will have wanted a goal, didn't get one, and it cost them. Monterey Bay, a gritty draw. Better team in the second half. Herrera stood tall a couple of times. And the points are shared.
Now let's take a look at our save of the match, presented by Alumnify. And there it is, Carlos Herrera doing the job.
Didn't have to make a whole lot of saves today, but you know
That
what?
was a
He
good
in
one.
Good position for most of the afternoon on the set pieces he faced. And here's our shot of the match.
Shot of the match brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. And there it was, Connor Rutz just moments ago. Probably the best opportunity for Detroit City FC, certainly in the second half.
From distance and on frame, took a little bit of a deflection, and Campuzano, a good job to stay in front of it and deny Connor Rutz late matching.
So we end this one level at 0-0. We'll take our final break, come back and wrap this thing up. We'll be back with more Detroit City FC soccer.
They jump, let it go! And a bolt of lightning through Keyworth Stadium. Morris the shot, puts it back in the net. Keyworth is electric. Romo to Remy at the far post. Morris lets it go!
Adulting? Overrated. Financial freedom? Now that's the move. Meet Alumnify. Banking built for real life. No jargon. No hassle. Just smart money moves made simple. Want to save more? Spend smarter? Build wealth? We've got your back. With zero hidden fees and game-changing savings rates. This is banking that fits your life. Alumnify. Let's go.
This community, it's super unique. It's not for everybody. This is Detroit.
There's nothing like it in the USL. It's really created an atmosphere in American soccer that not a lot of people see. It's just a big party.
And they sing the entire game, and they dance the entire game. And we feel that. It's just such an advantage when we have such a good crowd.
Everything's just amplified. When you hear the roar of the fans, it just amplifies everything that you're already feeling.
they are definitely the 12th man out there for sure.
0-0 the score here today. Monterey Bay FC, Detroit City FC will share the points. Good side for the good result for the road side, no question about it. More disappointing for the home side. Let's check out the full-time highlights here today. And John, in the first half of this match, it kind of went according to script. It took Detroit City FC a little time to warm up into the match. They had moments where they really ran the play in the first half, but Crispin Kelp changed some things up, and they were the aggressor for a good part of that second half.
They absolutely were, and they were on 58 minutes. A great through ball in, and only Herrera coming off his line with a great claim was enough to keep it 0-0. And then Detroit City FC at the hour mark had a couple of set-piece opportunities, a couple of crosses, but again, it's the keeper on the other end, Campuzano, who comes out and makes another great grab. 63 minutes gone. And here come the Crispin Kelp again. Look at that great body control, and then the turn and pass and working around a defender, absolutely carving apart the Detroit City FC defense, and that's poked on, and Herrera makes a save again. Then the defense clears the trash. Then on 88 minutes, Monterey Bay again with the excellent cross, and waiting was Paul trying to put it home, but he was a half yard short and could only get it with his toe. Full-time stats look like this. Shots 10-7 favor of City. Shots on target 4-2. Detroit City FC wins the possession battle, but that's a little fraudulent, that number, because most of that advantage was in the first half where City couldn't get the goal. The score, the stat that matters most, though, the one there at the top, Neil, a better draw for Monterey than for Detroit City FC. They take the point and head home to the left coast.
Next up for Detroit City FC, they will be at Phoenix Rising next Saturday. We'll have it for you on TV 50 Detroit, so make sure you join us late night next Saturday here in the Detroit area. Monterey Bay FC will host Colorado Springs next Saturday. That'll do it for our broadcast from our broadcast partner, John Krieger, our producer, John Safaro. My name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time. The points, they're shared. 0-0 the final score. Detroit City FC, Monterey Bay FC. Have a great Saturday night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Well, see you later.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.